John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello, this is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert, got almost 30 years of experience in the credit industry, spent time at both FICO, which is the company behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the three generally recognized credit reporting agencies in these United States. So today I'm going to answer a question that I get from time to time regarding authorized users and how many authorized users can be added to a particular credit card. An authorized user, for those of you who are not familiar with the term, is essentially a person who has been added to a credit card account that belongs to another person. So you have the primary card holder, that's the person that applied for and was approved for a credit card. And then you have what's referred to as an authorized user, and that's someone that is added to the account as being able to use the credit line. They have a card with their name embossed on it, just like you have a card with your name embossed on it, and they have full spending permissions on the account. However, they have no liability for the account. And authorized user relationships are commonly used to help people to establish credit, build their credit. In fact, that's how I built credit, back in the dark ages in the 1980s, is my father added me as an authorized user on one of his credit card accounts. That was the first account I ever had with my name associated with it. So the question is, well, how many authorized users can I have on any particular credit card? So let me kind of put this in perspective for you. In the United States, there are somewhere around 9,000 to 10,000 financial institutions. So banks, credit unions, finance companies, small banks, medium banks, regional banks, big banks, one branch banks, little country banks. And what that means, and while not all of them issue credit cards, a lot of them do. So the long and short of it is that there are thousands of companies in this country where you can apply for and get a credit card. Now, obviously, when we think of credit card accounts, we tend to gravitate, I think we tend to gravitate towards like 10 companies, right? Because there's the mega banks, the mega credit card issuers. We all know who they are. These are the companies that advertise on TV all the time. They're publicly traded. They've got billions and billions of dollars. So they're usually on the list of top credit card issuers simply because of their size. And they have tens of millions of active credit card accounts. And so when we think of adding someone as an authorized user to a credit card, we tend to think about doing it with one of those cards, but that's not necessarily how it has to happen. You can have a credit card with a single branch bank or a small local credit union, and you can add an authorized user on that particular card. So the process is not reserved simply for mega banks. So the question is well, how many authorized users can I get? And the answer to that question is as it commonly is in the world of credit, is it depends. You have some banks that will have a policy where they will allow you to have unlimited authorized users. There are other banks and credit card issuers where they will limit you to some fixed number, 5, 6. There is no law that prevents a card issuer from having an unlimited number of authorized users or allowing for an unlimited number of authorized users. There's also no rule that confers the right for them to provide any authorized users. So you may run into a scenario where you have a credit card and the bank's like, you can't have any authorized users. You need to have a co-obligor, which is someone who is legally obligated for the debt. The good news is that even if you do run into a scenario where the card issuer restricts the number of authorized users, again, there are just so many of these companies in the US that you're not going to have a hard time finding other options where you can be added as an authorized user. So the key is not only being added as an authorized user, but if you're doing it like I did as a strategy to help build my credit, then you really need to make sure that not only A, does the card issuer add authorized users, but B, that the card issuer also credit reports authorized users, because if they don't credit report authorized users, then it's a little bit like the tree that's falling in the woods. If nobody hears it, it kind of didn't happen. So it has to end up on your credit report for you to have any sort of credit building value out of the card. So that's really kind of part two to the question is will they add you as an auth user, and will they then subsequently report it? So hopefully that helps answer the question. If you have any follow-ups, please drop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to them. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk again soon.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.